Alright then, yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. Wearing a couple of other samples of some clothing that's going to be coming you guys' way very soon. If you want to keep updated, I'll leave a link to the Instagram page of the brand in the description. But welcome back to another Chelsea news video. A Chelsea news video today with more of a personal twist, more of an opinionated twist, based off of some of the reactions to some fans of rival fans, some pundits, some professional footballing analysts who have barked up the tree of writing certain players off since watching a couple of performances of Chelsea players in their 3-1 win away at Brighton on Monday, that's the day that it was. Welcome back to the George Benson football channel. If you're not yet subscribed, make sure you do so. And if we can hit 6,747 likes on today's video, then I'll be a happy man. You guys will hopefully be happy because I'm happy, and then we can all be happy together. It's a great way to live life. But anyway, story number one today, we're going to talk a little bit about Timo Werner's press conference yesterday afternoon. It's a new thing. You don't really often see players just doing random press conferences in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week, but Timo Werner did one. And it's basically the key story and takeaway that we can take from Werner's press conference is that not only is the man's English very good, he's very confident, but at the same time, he's come to Chelsea to win trophies, which is why when managers like Jurgen Klopp of Liverpool or Pep Guardiola of Manchester City, when these managers come knocking on the door, Timo is talking to Super Frankie Lampard, and he listens to what Lampard has to say. He understands the Chelsea project and the goal to put Chelsea Football Club back on the top of the English footballing pyramid, and of course the European pyramid as well. Timo Werner chose Chelsea to win trophies. There's not really much else of that much note to talk about from the press conference. But it was great to see that Werner, the club, and Lampard are all on the same page when it comes to the direction of which we are heading. There's no more updated news on Edouard Mendy. It's been a little bit confusing after a lot of the reputable journalists, you guys know the ones that we talk about here on the GBFC channel, everyone was saying that the deal was pretty much done. We've still not seen Mendy sign, which again, as we get closer to the weekend and we get closer to that massive game against Liverpool on Sunday, it means that Kepa will most likely still be the goalkeeper, despite, again, questionable moments in that game against Brighton. So I think Mendy is still going to come through the door. Remember, the transfer window doesn't close until the 5th of October. So Mendy, potentially Rice as well. It would just complete what has already been an astonishing, sensational window for Chelsea this season. It's been bloody brilliant, and we've started the season very well. There are a couple of players who I did mention in my 6 Things We Learnt video, which, by the way, you guys have absolutely crushed the love on the first 6 Things We Learned of the season. 130,000 views. There's a load of you that are new that are subscribed as well, so welcome to the channel. I mentioned Ruben Loftus Cheek within that video, and I said, rightly so in my opinion, that it wasn't a good game for Ruben. In terms of the way that a lot of people have come out since then, they're looking at Ruben's performance and they're writing off not only his Chelsea career, but some people are even writing off his career as well. We need to remember that the injury he had was something that is a very serious injury. It's very difficult sometimes to come back from these injuries and ever regain any of the form that you might have shown or the promise and quality that you had before that injury occurred. With Ruben, we obviously saw last season there was that moment, that standout moment away at Crystal Palace with that lovely deft assist from Ruben Loftus Cheek. And after that moment, everyone thought, Ruben is back. We've got the Ruben back based off of one moment on the football pitch. What we can see at the moment is that Ruben Loftus Cheek does look a little bit lost. He's probably struggling a lot for confidence. A lot of that has probably some relation to the nature of the injury that he had. Maybe he doesn't want to push it because he's worried that something might happen again. And I know that I've mentioned many times that I'm a big fan of Ruben's. I remember doing a video with him actually before one of the FIFAs released at West Ham's dreadful football stadium. And he's a really good chap and he loves Chelsea. And of course, Ruben would love to stay at Chelsea, fight for his place and make his way into what is going to be a very successful team in the future. However, Frank Lampard has still come out and said this week that he still has plans for Ruben because a lot of people were making judgments about him, writing him off, saying that if he carries on playing like this, he's not going to fit into this Chelsea team. This is my opinion on the matter. At the end of the day, we all have, and I've mentioned this millions of times on the channel, we all have connections to certain players. We all have players that we want to see play for our club, that we want to see succeed on every possible level. With Ruben, he's one of those that we've seen for many years now that he's been on the verge, he's been breaking through, had a couple of good loan moves, comes back to Chelsea, had a good season before that injury, And then everyone's like, ah, great. As soon as a kid gets the chance, we go to do a pointless flipping friendly for brand awareness in the US. And he gets injured on a stupid football pitch, dreadful friendly. And now it looks as though it's tarnishing some of the potentially best years of his career. What do I think is going to happen to Ruben? I think chances will be limited at Chelsea this season because of the quality of players we've got coming through. It doesn't matter how hungry all of the players are. I don't think there's a question of anyone's hunger within this Chelsea team. We even saw that Ross Barkley came on and changed the dynamic and the tempo of the way Chelsea were playing. So many players competing for Ruben's position. Sadly, again, no matter how much we want to see him succeed, if he isn't playing up to the level that we need and that other players are going to play to in this Chelsea side, Ruben is going to have limited opportunities. And I think that even though we've given him a lot of time with the injury, we've given him opportunities, and we've not seen him flourish the way that we know that he can, time is not on Ruben's side in a Chelsea shirt right now. I've seen some people say that he should go out on loan. I'd love to know what you guys have to say about this in the comments down below. I think there's still a very talented footballer in there, 100%. The media and some of the pundits have been really blowing out of proportion the fact that, Ruben is never going to be the same player again. I don't believe that. There is a probability, a possibility even, that might be the case because of that injury, but hopefully he's going to come good. And I think that with the early stage of the season, with other injuries that we have, Ruben will get the minutes then, and I hope that he succeeds, and I hope that he does well. The next player that a lot of people decided, of course, with a big price tag and the big hype surrounding the Kai Havertz move to Chelsea, people looked at his performance, myself included, it was underwhelming. That is the word that I would use to describe Kai Havertz's performance against Brighton. It wasn't the best, he looked a little bit off the pace, but people are jumping the gun with this one as well. People are writing him off after one 60-minute or 65-minute display at Brighton after he'd only been training with the first team for a few days. He's only been a Chelsea player for a couple of weeks, and he's get thrown straight in. Brighton are not a bad side. They play some good football. They've been in the Premier League now for a few years. It's not like we're playing against newly promoted opposition, or it's not a League Cup tie against Grimsby. Kai Havertz came in, and yes, he wasn't at his very best. We've seen what he can do. Chelsea didn't spend £72 million on a player who might turn out to be good. We know that he's already world class. We know he's got the ability to go on and become one of the best midfielders in world football. If you're one of those people that's already writing off Kai Havertz after that one performance against Brighton, as a Chelsea fan here with a voice online, I would just love to ask you to relax, take it easy, as that man Mika said a few years ago on a very, very interesting musing track. I used to love a little bit of Mika back in the day. Relax, take it easy. This guy's going to come good. This guy's going to be great. I even think we're going to see him get minutes again against Liverpool. I think there might be a thought in Frank's mind that maybe because he was off the pace against Brighton, we're now up in the ante a little bit, we're playing against the champions, maybe he comes off the bench and we see some of that impact coming off the bench. Obviously Kovacic is back, so I do actually not expect Havertz to start this game against Liverpool, but he's still going to have a massive impact. It's a very long season. As I've said before, when it comes down to just calming people down about seeing certain things they don't like, it's a very long season. There's a lot of football to be played. There's a lot of competitions that Chelsea are looking to win. And I think that anybody who's jumping the gun right now regards Kai Havertz's performance needs to relax. So that's the end of that one from me. I didn't want to spend too much time talking about these things because at the same time, we all know that Chelsea are a club who people are looking at right now. There's a lot of people talking about Chelsea. Even if you search for Chelsea on Google, the amount of times Chelsea Football Club's being searched is even more now than it's ever been, because the more high-profile players we sign, the bigger the overall profile of the club becomes. And yeah, when people need something negative to say, it gets people interested, it gets people listening, gets people watching, gets people talking. And that is the goal with a lot of these things when it comes to punditry and analysis. People want sharp headlines, and it's very easy to write players off after a couple of bad performances because that sells. But anyway, gonna wrap this video up for you guys here today. If you did enjoy it, be sure to hit the like button. We've obviously got a massive weekend of football coming up. The transfer window is still open. There's still a lot of other teams doing a lot of business. So the Premier League's going to be getting very interesting. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about the stories that we've discussed in today's video. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comments down below. And let's start the discussion about this Liverpool game at the weekend. Do you think we can get the 3 points and put one over a team that beat us twice in the Premier League last season? I think it's possible, As I said at the beginning of the video, go and follow the Blackpiece Instagram account. The link is down below. We'd love to see you guys over there. We're going to be doing giveaways and stuff when the clothing's ready. We're still doing a load of behind the scenes stuff. And as you can see, I've even bought myself a football. It might have something to do with a little series I might start very soon. Recreating a few goals that Chelsea score on the weekend. Go down there on the Monday morning, nurse a little hangover, see if we can recreate them. It won't be like individual football videos. It will be like within a video. I'll do something fun like that for you guys. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I love you guys. Catch you all next time. Bye-bye.